Bloodgate basically was Harlequins playing Leinster in the European Cup, Rugby Cup, of course. It was a quarter final. Second half, what happened was the fly half number 10 was injured and he was taken off. He was replaced by a guy called Chris Malone. Chris Malone got an injury and was replaced by a player called Tom Williams, who doesn't really take kicks. Mike Brown, who was the English superb player, huge time for the man. Great fullback. He kicks as well, but he'd been not hitting the target properly. 6-5 on points to Leinster. Brown could have given Harlequins the lead with 3 points, but missed. And then suddenly, Tom Williams comes off with a blood injury, allowing Evans to come back in. So he had to have a replacement coming in. Now, he had blood come from his mouth, and there's a moment where hopefully was showed where he's winking. He's actually winking. And, that's the... Oh, here we go. Yeah, sorry, that's the wrong one. So the next one. Here we go. This is exactly coming up. Winking. Now, Brian O'Driscoll, many years later, who was the great Irish captain, said that that's worse than doping. I heard he thinks that's the worst scandal ever to hit rugby. Bullshit. Absolute utter bullshit. Doping is far worse than someone putting a little blood capsule. He put a blood capsule into his mouth, burst it, and had blood coming out and he come off because of blood injury. What made it worse, Andrew, even though the bans were handed out, the doctor, Mandy, Wendy Chapman, in order to make it real, she cut his lip with a scalpel. She cut his lip. I think it's horrible. And she was given a little bit of a warning from the medical board. Dean Richards, the head of rugby, was gone. The physio was gone who organised it. The player was banned for a year. He reduced it to 4 months. And the doctor got just a little slap on the wrist and nothing at all. How bad was that, Andrew? I mean, how nasty. That's beyond Luis Suarez diving and celebrating.
Well, it's the wink is almost, yes, I agree, it was almost worse than wild celebration at, oh, look at how clever I was. I mean, Williams himself for winking. That attitude, I utterly despise it. If he honestly thought he was not going to be seen, you're playing in a European quarter-final, you're at the centre of the most dramatic moment of it, and you think nobody's going to see you, that cameras and photographs don't exist. Just for that stupidity alone, the man deserves to be banned for much longer than that. But the morals of it, look, I'm reticent to say anything too critical of O'Driscoll, given what a legendary player he was, but that's a rather silly thing to say. We're talking doping and drugs that can be put into bodies that can literally destroy lives. This is just cheating. It's a lack of morals. Now, technically, nobody's desperately hurt. The morals are just beyond question. That's just it's not even cheating. It's stupidity as much as anything. Yeah. It's like you honestly think people are that stupid they're not going to see and find out, especially if you win.
And the worst thing is, this was not the only time they did this. This was not the only. Dean Richards, who was the director of rugby, admitted, yes, that we did this before.
Yeah.
And quit. He was given a 3-year ban. It was. Oh,